Okay, I wanted to start with a review of the first 10 videos that I gave you about a month ago. Um, Number one, you've done this, you remove the suit after the player is picked because it's not part of the Jack of Diamonds version. So that one is done. Cards in correct order when a player picks up. Well, we're very close on that. I have at least one incident right now where I'll be able to show you with a video, or in this video, where we need to finish that, but that's close. Card upside down, that's no longer happening. Players' names are being displayed correctly, so it doesn't matter in what order you log in, you see the other players' names. Picker indicator visible, actually that is correct. We may move it to a different spot, but it is doing it. You have it right now. Differentiate between trump and fail. That seems to be correct. I think that's correct now. Chat feature visible at all times. That you do have that. I want to make some changes to that chat feature, and I'll have part of this video that will show that. Alone button, you got rid of that. Cards sorted in proper order from left to right. That is related to number 2. And I'll have a video on that. Rotation of the deal, that is our number 1 problem, and maybe you didn't have time to get to it. That is not happening, and I'll have a clarifying video, or part of this video, to clarify that. Based on the first 10 videos that I gave you back in March, I'm going to release $105 for this last time, and then we'll talk about the new ones as we go. The first issue I want to talk about again is the rotation of the deal, which was video number 10 that I sent back in March, and will follow this. The timestamp, I'm just going to put that right over here, should be right about 3 minutes. So if we go over here to little problem getting to Photoshop. Okay. And with the rotation of the deal, here's one thing I want to see. I want to have the word dealer put by the person who is the dealer. Dealer means that's the person who hands out the cards. So if we were playing, sitting at a table, this person would shuffle the cards, mix them up, and then they would hand out the cards to the player. This is an important indicator of where the game starts, because if this person is the dealer, then this person has the first opportunity to pick. If that person were to pass, then this person would have a chance to pick. So after all the cards are passed out, and all the cards have been played, the dealer would become this person right down here. So now after all the cards are again passed out or dealt, the dealer passes out or deals the cards. This person right here would have the first chance to pick. And currently, what we're seeing is that is not happening. The same person is dealing all the time. So when we put this back over here, what's happening right now is that same person will deal, and the first person will always get to pick first, and that you don't want that. It's a distinct advantage to be the dealer or to be the first picker. So that has to rotate, and it rotates clockwise. So this person would deal first. You'd play the 6 cards. Then this person would deal. Then this person would deal. Then this person would deal. That's at the end when all the cards have been played. And it's just going to rotate around. So everybody takes a turn. That's something that we want to get figured out. The next issue is this one right here. I want to move the chat to the side of the window rather than on the bottom. Here's your timestamp. This will start at about 5:35. So a little problem getting back to Photoshop. Let's see if we can. There it goes. And I'll go over here. Okay, so the chat is currently down here, and I didn't try to get rid of it or anything. I want to move that over to here, and the reason being is that most of the chats are going to be fairly short. And so we've got all this space, this horizontal space that's being eaten up by that. And so instead of having the chat down here, I want to move that over probably to the right side. That seems like a natural spot to put it. So here's the things that I want to see in that chat box. Each player, and I think maybe this could be in red, and same thing with game started. So John has joined the game. So when a person clicks on join after they've logged in, then that line would appear. So we would know everyone has joined. Also, if someone were to say John joined and Sally joined, and they could start sending text messages back and forth, and they would come in something like this down here. I've used Cheryl and Mitch as an example, where we'll have Cheryl's name, there'll be a colon, and then she types her message. Now, I restricted it to one line here just for demonstration purposes, but that could be as long as she wants to type. And then here would be Mitch's response. So those could come in at any point here. It wouldn't matter, but it should be, everything should be added to the bottom. So let's say that John and Sally joined, and then they started typing. So that would, fill up this area. Then maybe Mitch joins, Nick joins, Cheryl joins. So I think when a person joins, we can have that in red. And then once they click start, it's okay. I think right now what's happening is it says John has joined the game, or John has started the game. And that's okay. And I think we should have it here too, so that there is a text. You can look back and see who has joined easily. When the game, everyone has clicked start, the start game button down here, then I want this text to be double spaced. So the rest of this should be just single spaced, so we can see as much text at a time as possible. But when the game is going to start, we'll put a space, playing hand 1 of 10. And the game, I think we'll stick with 10 hands is a game, although I might want to have options for 15 and 20, or 15 and 20 I guess would be the other ones later on. But for right now, playing hand 1 of 10. Here's the example of a chat. And we'll always have this, whenever this happens, playing hand 1 of 10. Playing hand 2 of 10. There will always be a space before and a space afterwards, so that we can, it's a benchmark for us. I didn't finish playing hand 9 of 10, 10 of 10, whatever. But at the end of the hand, so all 6 cards have been played, we want to have a recap of what's happened. So the picker and the partner, I just made up some numbers here, take 4 tricks and 72 points. Picker's score gains 2. Partner's score gains 1. And the other thing that should be down here, and I'll just add that right now if I can figure out where that is. Okay, it's right here. The last thing that should be a part of the summary is this right here. I'm not sure how to say this. Okay, so I added down here this line, losing players score -1. I'm not sure that I like saying losing players, so we might have to change that word later, but for right now, that's okay. Just a note on the scoring. So you'd have the picker got 2 and the partner got 1, so that's a total of 3. And then the other 3 players each lost 1 point. So that's a total of 3. So 3 points were gained, 3 points were lost. 3 points lost here, and a total of 3 points gained by these 2 players. That should come out to 0. I think the only time it doesn't is when there's a double on the bump. And I might have to think about that. Okay, so that's what I want to do with the chat. And one of the reasons I want to do that is I want to, well, because it's going to be easier to read. You're going to be able to see more. Oh, I want a scroll bar over here too, so that we can move back and forth. If I want to go back up and see something that happened early on, I can, and then I can scroll down to live too. I like this over here, the playing hand 2 of 2, playing hand. This should be 1 of 2. Actually, it should be 1 of 10, 2 of 10, 3 of 10. The timestamp, I don't think that's a big deal. I want to think more on that. We can leave it there for now. Okay, our next issue is a scaling issue, and I probably just need an explanation on what's going on here. If I'm full screen, the buttons are over here. We've got a lot of space. That's good. If I go less than full screen, I got to kind of, I'll just manipulate this a little bit. Let's say okay. So where the buttons are going over the top here, we'll want to maybe restrict that, and maybe what we need to do is have, I don't know how we can fix it, but I don't want that to happen where graphics go over the top of the players and things like that. So we may have to have a set size or full screen, but either one of them, there won't be things like this. So a scaling issue. Let's talk about that. I don't know what to say about it. I didn't give a dollar amount there. It's just something that I think that we need to address. Okay, the next issue is create a pop-up window for Trump and points boxes. And what I mean here is these boxes right here, points and trumps. Trumps should be Trump with no S, so take the S off of there. So we'll just have like a text link somewhere so someone can, or a button that someone can click on points, and then this maybe would pop up and they could close it with an X. So I don't want to lose that space because I'm going to need space for banners and things like that. So I think getting rid of those, most players that play the game don't need this. But a beginner might, so they could click it and they could look at it. So that's what I want to do with points and trump. Okay, I wanted to talk about the text that appears right here. I like this. Click start to begin game. So let's go ahead and do that. Start game. It tells us who has started. It also says it down here. That's good. Both of those are good. Start game. Now, when I click the last one, we're going to get the game will start in a minute. Game will start soon, I guess. That's good. I'm going to play this hand, and then I'm going to come back towards the end of playing all the cards. Okay, I'm right at the end of the first hand, and there's one card to play. And when this gets done, it's going to say something to the effect of game will start soon. That should only happen before the first hand. It should not happen in between hands. The game has already started, and the game will not end until 10 hands have been played, and we are just at the conclusion of the first hand. So I'll play this card. Watch for this text right here. That should not be there. Okay, our next one is cards added to hand when picking. I don't see this every time, but this happened once, and I'm not really sure why. And here's the example of it. I'm in Photoshop now. Before the player picked, he had these cards that are not outlined in red. So the two cards that he got were the 8 of hearts and the 9 of spades. And for whatever reason, they were put into this position right here. So this was put into like a trump position between the queen and the jack, which there is no card between the queen and the queen of diamonds, jack of clubs. And then the spades. So if where they should have been, following our format of fail, the order, it should have been clubs, so we should have the king of clubs, the 9 of clubs, then it should have been the 9 of spades. So then this card right here should have been on this side of the 9, and then the 8 should have been farthest to the right. I don't know why that happened. It doesn't seem to happen every time, but we'll want to get that cleared up. Okay, I wanted to demonstrate what happens when a player leaves the table. So I'll have this player just play a card. Well, this one will play a card. And then this player decides that, well, they either have decided to leave the game or they've lost their connection, whatever. So there's only 4 now. You can see it makes the adjustment at for the other players. That this player is gone. It won't let me play there. Okay, all right. We're getting something down here. Key not found, exception. The given key was not present. So I'm not sure what that means. Another player should have the opportunity to join the game when a player leaves. And what I've seen other times is it will allow these 4 players to continue playing and just skip this one. It doesn't look like that's what's going on. Maybe happening here because maybe it's because the player that was supposed to play left when it was their turn. So I'll try and recreate that. Okay, I'm still trying to recreate it, but I wanted you to see this. I haven't had this happen, but this is kind of one of the stability issues that we're seeing. It's this player's turn right here, and I am unable to pass or pick up. I would want to pass with this hand, so at this point, I guess it's frozen. I'm going to pause the video, try to recreate again. Okay, I'm going to have this player right here leave the game after I play a card. So I'm going to go here. I'll have this player play 1, 2. And then this player decides to leave. Let's see what happens. Allows that player to play. Okay. Oh, let's see. Oh, Trump was led. Play there. Okay. So now it looks like it is allowing the 4 players to continue playing, which we want to eliminate that. We don't want that. That person that left, this space would be open, or possibly, the box would be here yet. And then another player could join, and we would give them a warning message saying, you're joining a game that's already in progress. That's probably down the road, though, a little bit. So this is what I've been seeing before, that if a player leaves, the game continues with 4, and we do not want that. We want it to stop. Okay, a couple of misspelled words. Bury, B-U-R-R-Y, should be bury, B-U-R-Y. You can see right here that button. There should only be 1 R in there. Sheep's head should just be 1 word. So whenever we have sheep's head, it should be like this, no apostrophe. So sheep's head game. Anywhere we have refer to sheep's head, it should be just the 1 word. Okay, I added a couple more and I made some changes for the 4 spelling and word issues here. I just changed it to $3, so those should be very, very easy to fix, I would think. I've already covered these two. Trumps, I think I mentioned this earlier. That should just be the word Trump, and remember we're going to do that as a link and a pop-up box. And pickup right here, let's just change that to pick. So get rid of the UP in there. Okay, that takes care of it, I think, for this video. It's about 20 minutes long. Hopefully it works better for you to have them all in one video. And I would like to see a build by next Friday. And if you can do it before then, that would be great. The faster you do it, the faster I can pay you. I'm going to release the $105 for what you did in the last month. Hopefully we are moving towards getting this done. We do have some logic things. The big logic thing that was covered in this video was the rotation of the deal. That is the #1 thing to get done, and that's right here. That's the first one on video number 11. It's the most important issue. Okay, good luck, and I will be in contact. If you need me, you can contact me, is what I'm trying to say. And Friday, I'm expecting a build, unless I hear that you don't think you can get it done, or whatever. You give me some sort of indication that we have to adjust that date. But let's shoot for Friday.